Good morning, everyone. I hope that you all are safe and sound at your home. Dear student, today we will start with chapter number 2 from our first book, First Flight. The name of the chapter is Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. Actually, this chapter is taken from Nelson Mandela's autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom. So, first of all, we will talk about the writer Nelson Mandela. He was born on 18th July 1918 and he became South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white supremacy. He fought bravely against an inhumane system of apartheid. And this chapter includes description of inauguration ceremony, citations from his speech, his journey to being a freedom fighter, the struggle, along with a tribute to other freedom fighters and countless other people who fought for their freedom. And Nelson Mandela was successful in abolishing this apartheid system. So this is the first passage from the same chapter. Actually, it was the day of 10th May. The day was bright and clear, and the great world leaders and dignitaries surrounded Nelson Mandela, and they all reached in South Africa in order to pay respect to Nelson Mandela, as it was the inauguration of first non-racial government. And this ceremony took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. And for a long time, it was the seat of white supremacy. It means the white people were ruling over the black. And the world leaders reached there to pay respect to that first democratic non-racial government. And it was autumn season, and Nelson Mandela's daughter Jinani also reached with him. And at that time, first of all, Mr. De Klerk was sworn in as second deputy president. And then it was the turn of Thabo Mbeki, who also was sworn in as first deputy president. And then it was the turn of Nelson Mandela. He also took oath to obey all the rules and regulations of the constitution, and he also devoted himself for the betterment of the people of South Africa. And he also declared that we all assembled here to pay respect to this newborn freedom, to this newborn liberty. And he said that they suffered for a long time, and that inhumane system lasted for long. And now it was the time that a new born society should be there, and there would be no discrimination between the black and the white. Further, Nelson Mandela said that for a long time they were cut off from the world contacts or from different nations of the world. And now, as on the day of 10th May, they got the privilege, they got the right to host to the nations of the world on their own land. And for the same, Nelson Mandela paid gratitude to the world leaders for their arrival on their land. And really, it was a common victory for justice, for peace, and human dignity. And definitely, they got political emancipation also, political freedom also, and they freed themselves from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discriminations. And further, Nelson Mandela hoped that on the land of South Africa, the sun of freedom would never set. And he also prayed to God for the long life of South Africa. And on that day, two national anthems were sung there. And these national anthems were for the white and the black people. And Nelson Mandela declared that within a few days, all the people of South Africa will be able to recite these national anthems by heart. And Nelson Mandela could not stop himself to remember or to collect the memories from the past. And he said in the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before his own birth, the white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned peoples of their own land. It means, he said that the white-skinned people erected a very inhumane and brutal system on the basis of race or on the basis of color. And really, it was a very bad system. And now, in the last decade of the 20th century, and as his own eighth decade as a man, this system was totally overturned. And now, the people of South Africa were enjoying their own freedom, and there were no discriminations on the basis of race, color, or other. And further, Nelson Mandela collected the memories of the people who fought courageously for the emancipation of South Africa. And a lot of people sacrificed their lives. And Nelson Mandela also uh, called himself the sum of all those African patriots who had already departed from their land. It means there were a lot of martyrs, a lot of patriots who had sacrificed their lives for the freedom of black skinned people of South Africa. And then Nelson Mandela tells us that the policy of apartheid really created a very deep and lasting wound in his country and in his people. And he also said that it it will take some time for them to recover from that profound deep pain or profound sufferings. But Nelson Mandela also shared one of the positive effect of apartheid system, and what it was, and it was the production of different martyrs or different patriots. That brutal and inhumane system also produced a lot of martyrs on the land of South Africa. And these are the pictures of the martyrs or the patriots, South Africans patriots: Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli, Yusuf Dadus, Bram Fisher, and Robert Sobukwe. All these are South African patriots who devoted themselves for the freedom of black skinned people. And they really wanted to create, they really wanted to erect a very kind, compassionate, and humane system in South Africa. And really they did. And again, Nelson Mandela